Hi, my name is Jordan, and today I want to answer the question, why is it so important to have a personal relationship with God? And to answer this question, let's look at King Saul and King David in the Bible. King Saul was anointed by God and knew God and tried to follow God while he was king. But a time came when Saul was disobedient to God and did not do what God asked, because he was afraid of what his men would think, and he gave in to what they wanted instead of doing what God had said. And why this is important is because look at the words. Here goes my page. And why this is important is because look at the words that Saul used to describe God whenever he was talking to Samuel, who had asked him about why he disobeyed God. In 1 Samuel 15, Saul, when talking to Samuel, refers to God as the Lord your God twice. Saul knew who God was, but he didn't have the personal relationship with God to refer to God as the Lord my God. And in a previous chapter, when Saul had also disobeyed God, Samuel told Saul that the kingdom would be taken from him and given to someone, as Samuel says in 1 Samuel 13:14, the Lord has sought out a man after his own heart, and that man was King David. David had a relationship with God. David walked and talked with God from an early age, and David referred to God as the Lord my God. Fast forward to 1 Samuel 24, when David is on the run from Saul. Saul comes into the cave that David is hiding in, but Saul does not see David, and all of David's men are telling him that this is his chance. The Lord has delivered Saul into his hands. But David did not kill Saul then, because he knew that that's not what God wanted him to do. And so we see that David, when faced with a similar situation as Saul was, where his men were telling him to do one thing, and that one thing seemed like a better choice, David, because of his relationship with God, knew what the right thing to do was, and knew what God was telling him to do, and he was able to make the harder choice that God was telling him to make. So we see here that your relationship with God will keep you on the right path even when it's hard. It will help you to recognize his voice over man's voice, and it will help you to stay on the path that he has for you. And beyond all that, a personal relationship with God brings a closeness with God that brings us joy and peace. It brings us peace even whenever we have no reason to have peace. It brings us peace even whenever it doesn't make any sense. It brings us joy even whenever we don't have many reasons to be joyful. A relationship with God lets us see God as a friend, as a father who loves us and is for us, and not just as a judge who tells us what to do. It changes Christianity from just a religion to a relationship, and it gives us wisdom and understanding of God and who he is as well. I can truly say that my relationship with God has brought me so much joy and peace in overcoming that I had no idea was possible, and it's made me happier and stronger and helped me overcome so much. And choosing to build my personal relationship with God has been one of the greatest decisions I could ever make. So I wanted to encourage you today. If you know God, if you know he's real, but you've never pursued a personal relationship with him, God is always available and he's been waiting for you. Go to God and tell him that you want to have a relationship with him. Ask him to lead you and guide you and to direct your steps, and ask him to show you how much he loves you. I truly believe that if you do this, you will be forever changed. And I know this because that's what it's done for me. I hope this encourages you today. My name is Jordan. Follow for more Christian content.